There's a strange moment that happens to almost everyone who builds wealth, and almost nobody talks about it. It's not the moment your bank account hits some big round number. It's the moment you notice people around you have quietly changed how they treat you, the way they ask you for advice, the way they joke with you, the way they go a little quiet when money comes up. Nobody sends you a notification when this happens. But if you've ever felt a strange shift in how friends or family treat you as your financial situation changed, you're not imagining it. There are actual psychological thresholds where this happens. Let's break down what they are and why. Most people assume how others treat them is based purely on personality, kindness, or effort. That's part of it. But there's an invisible variable running underneath almost every relationship: perceived financial position. Humans are wired to unconsciously rank the people around them by security and status. Not because we're shallow, but because for most of human history, who you associated with affected your own survival. So your perceived net worth quietly shapes how people behave around you, in stages. The first threshold is the stability level. This is the point where you cross from paycheck to paycheck living into having a real cushion, maybe 3 to 6 months of expenses saved, no crushing debt, the start of an investment account that isn't sitting at zero. This number sounds small compared to the millionaire dream, but psychologically, it's one of the biggest shifts in how people treat you. Picture a friend group where everyone's stressed about money. Splitting bills feels tense. Then one person quietly reaches stability. They don't buy anything flashy, but they stop panicking when plans come up. They seem calmer. Here's the insight. Calm is visible long before wealth is. People sense emotional state before they sense bank balances. So even though nobody knows your numbers, they feel you're doing fine. And the moment people feel that, they start asking your opinion. They stop worrying whether you can afford things. You shift from someone who needs help to someone who might give it. You're not rich. You've just stopped visibly drowning. But that alone changes your social position more than people realize. The second threshold is the comfort level. This is where your assets start producing real results. Maybe your investments grow more in a good month than you used to save in a year. Maybe you've got multiple income streams instead of one job. Here, things get more complicated. Some people start treating you with a strange mix of admiration and quiet resentment, even unconsciously. You might hear jokes like, "Must be nice," from people who, 5 years ago, were standing right where you are now. This connects to something called social comparison theory. Humans don't judge their financial situation in isolation. We judge it relative to people around us. So when you move into comfort while others stay behind, it doesn't just show your progress, it accidentally highlights their lack of it. That's often why people quietly distance themselves right when you start doing well. It's rarely about you. It's what your progress reflects back onto them. At the same time, your opinions start carrying more weight, even outside of finance. People assume that financial stability proves competence in general, even when there's no real connection. Psychologists call this the halo effect. One positive trait creates the illusion of others. So at comfort level, two things happen at once. Some people lean in for your advice. Others quietly pull away, without fully understanding why. The third threshold is the freedom level. This is the stage almost everyone fantasizes about but few reach. The point where your assets fully cover your lifestyle without needing income from work. Your money has become an engine, not just a safety net. Here, the social shift gets the strangest. Conversations about job stress or raises seem to skip right past you, like you've quietly stepped outside the system everyone else still operates inside. Some people get cautious, unsure how to bring up their own money worries near you. Others assume you have unlimited resources and ask for things they'd never ask anyone else. The deeper insight: once people see you as financially free, they stop seeing you as playing the same game. You're no longer a richer peer. In their mental model, you become a different category of person entirely. That's part of why people who reach real financial freedom often describe feeling strangely isolated, even though life has objectively gotten easier. So what's the lesson in all of this? The way people treat you as your net worth grows isn't about your character changing. It's human psychology automatically measuring relative position and security, whether we like it or not. Once you understand this is happening to everyone who builds wealth, it becomes far less personal and far less confusing. It also explains why some people unconsciously sabotage their own progress. If part of your identity is tied to staying relatable, to being one of the group, your subconscious might resist crossing these thresholds. This is sometimes called the crab bucket effect, friends unintentionally pulling each other back to a shared comfort zone, not from malice, but from a deep instinct to preserve belonging. So what should you actually do? First, understand that discomfort from others as you grow isn't proof you're doing something wrong. Often it just means you're moving forward while the people around you haven't adjusted yet. Don't shrink your progress to keep others comfortable. That trade quietly costs you decades. Second, Remember that calm and credibility are your biggest unspoken assets. You don't need to announce progress. How you handle stress and make decisions communicates your position louder than any words could. And third, remember the goal was never to be treated differently. That's just a side effect. The real goal is freedom. Freedom from stress, freedom in how you spend your time, freedom to choose based on what you want, not what your bank account forces. So here's the question worth sitting with. As your financial position changes over the next 5, 10, 20 years, will you slow yourself down to stay comfortable in others' eyes? Or will you let yourself grow into the stability, comfort, and eventually freedom that quietly reshapes how the world treats you, whether anyone planned for it or not?